He who finds a wife finds a good thing and obtains favor from the Lord. Now, the Hebrew word for that is matzah. And matzah means to find, to secure, acquire, get something, to meet, to encounter, to learn, to detect, to guess, to happen, to meet, to fall in with, to hit, to devise. It also means to gain. Now, what's powerful about that is because when you inject each of those words into this, it becomes more and more powerful. He who secures a wife secures a good thing. He who acquires a wife acquires a good thing. He who gets a wife gets a good thing. He who meets a wife meets a good thing. Now, what I love about the meet one is just because you meet a wife doesn't mean it has to be your wife. Anytime you meet a wife, you're meeting a good thing because you're meeting someone with a certain type of qualities and certain type of understanding, especially if they are a wife in a marriage that God put together, because people can be married and you don't even know that person is in a relationship that God didn't call them to be in. And it's still a good thing because there's certain lessons that you can learn from that, the difference between people who God called to be together and people who God didn't call to be together. Okay? He who learns a wife learns a good thing. Now that is very powerful. Ooh, he who detects a wife detects a good thing, because, honey, do you know how many men have come across women who are wives and they do not know how to recognize it, and so they don't treat her right, and they don't mature in certain ways because they can't detect it? I really, really love that. Yeah, so I definitely wanted to tell you that. Now, the King James Version says findeth. It's this YouTube prophet and a few other ones who I know watch their videos who heard her say that they said findeth means to like basically come in alignment with them over and over again. So it basically means like to see them over and over again. And I haven't been able to find that definition of that, but thinking about like Adam and Eve, he didn't have to search for her. All he did was look at her and recognize her, which falls in line with the Hebrew word matzah, which is the word that they use for find. That's the one where he meets her or encounters her or detects her. Because as soon as he saw her, he detected that was a wife. That was only God that can do that. Okay, now back to the word findeth. Findeth has the same definitions as well. It means to discover, to invent something that was previously unknown. Now, what's interesting is like Eve was nobody else's wife. So he, first of all, he invented wives. God invented wives through him. He gave him that wisdom to understand that was his wife. So he was able to recognize that, okay? When you invent something, that means that you are bringing about something that was not previously occurred. So you getting married to somebody who wasn't married before you invented a wife. Even if she was already married before you invented a new type of wife, because she's going to be a different person with you than she was with the other person. Here are some other definitions associated with the word find. Supply. He who supplies a wife supplies a good thing. Okay, when you take care of your wife, you are taking care of a great thing. You are investing in great things. He who furnishes a wife furnishes a good thing. Same thing. He who comprehends a wife comprehends a good thing. Honey, everything thrives on understanding. Everything thrives with understanding. He who reaches a wife reaches a good thing. It's so many different things associated with the word find. You can look those up, but I just wanted to do this for y'all so I can see the full beauty. This is one of the reasons why the Bible is considered alive, because every person that comes across the Bible verse is infinite ways that it speaks to you. It speaks to you multiple ways every time that you read it, and everyone gets a certain type of feeling and revelation and understanding when they come across these Bible verses. And I love that. It's so powerful. So I thank you for listening to this. I love you, and most importantly, God does too. I'm grateful for all the God-ordained marriages that God is bringing together, and all the ways that God is preparing people. That is one of the things that I help people do, is prepare for marriage. I had a very intense marriage preparation, and it was very powerful. And I see why people don't like marriage, because these are the same people who are emotionally immature, spiritually immature, and mentally immature. And so when God prepares you, you're going to have that marriage that God has called you to have. Because people who don't like marriage and think that marriage is hard are people who are stuck in this perception of things going a certain way. But when you literally are in alignment with God's will, you will know that you have a perfect marriage, okay? And so in the description area, you will see all the other things that I address with my clients as a spiritual advisor. And you will see my email there for you to be able to schedule your session with me. My sessions start at $45. You will also see my other social media sites, including my poetry YouTube. And you will see a few playlist recommendations from me that are connected to my spirituality YouTube channel that you're on right now. And go to my channel for the full playlist, because I have over 500 videos and everything is in a playlist, so that you'll be able to find everything easy, okay? And I thank you for tithing your time into my ministry, and thank you to everyone who has tithed into my ministry monetarily. I really appreciate you. I'm so grateful that God trusts me with you. I'm so grateful that God has you alive.